Question is, are you a transhuman? That's the name of the book that's published by Warner Books, and its author is with us today to explain that and talk about the future of financial markets. His name, or is it your number, is FM-2030.
That's my transhuman code number, Bill.
I see.
FM-2030. But you know, my book, Are You a Transhuman, has nothing to do with the year 2030. I happen to
that just happens to be your favorite number, your frequency
exactly,
or something,
that's the
right?
thrust of my life.
Yeah,
yeah. But you asked, for example, about the market or investments in the coming months, in the coming years. It has to do with transhumans, meaning things like, for example, transgenesis, which is now an exploding field, you know, implanting DNA in cells, both sex cells and body cells.
Well, a transhuman is somebody who's flexible, able to adapt to the changes that are coming, and changes are coming all the time and quickly as well.
And powerfully and very rapidly. But you know, transhuman itself, specifically, the fact that we are undergoing massive transformations through things like, for example, the incredible changes happening in medicine. I would say any area of medicine or telemedicine is an excellent area for investment in the coming months and years. Telemedicine, monitoring systems, life support systems, life suspension systems. Pay attention to cryonics, for example. For 20, 30 years we've been talking about it. It's going to explode in the 1990s. And then, of course, things like life support systems. You see them in, for example, emergency areas of hospitals. And then imaging systems. And then, of course, prostheses, implantology, electronic parts, and so forth.
You know, that's what you'll hear from the people who follow that industry. Biotechnology is the wave of the future there.
Exactly. Well, yes.
The globalization of the markets. I mean, we're becoming this smaller and smaller global community now, and you're seeing it in all phases of our lifestyle, and I think especially in the investment community, because information is so valuable right now. That has to be a key to the future as well, that information side.
Absolutely. If you'll forgive just half a second of saying I said so. 25 years ago, I was writing about the globalization of the market and the globalization of the economy in a book called Are You Optimism One and Telespheres and Upwingers, and people dismissed it as, you know, just too far. We are in the age, as you well know, of globalized, you know, economy, global job mobility, global telecommunication, global transportation, global infrastructures. There are over 2,000 international and global organizations, including, of course, the United Nations, not to mention a lot of continental, subcontinental, hemispheric, and global agencies and so forth.
What do you see in the future? Do you see one market? I mean, they're talking about the 24-hour markets and so forth. Does it make sense, carrying it to the nth degree, to have a single trading market around the world?
Well, when you say the future, Bill, remember, the future is a very long time. And I would say I'm supremely confident we have. The thing is, the immediate future, yes, we're moving toward the global market. In fact, we are in the age of the global market. But remember, very, very shortly, in the mid-1990s, when the U.S. begins to deploy its platform, we will begin to go out into the solar system. We already are in the solar system. We have to begin to looking out of this planet as well, in every area, in resources, in technology, in lifestyles, in architecture, in every area.
Oh, I can just see the index arbitrage now. You buy Earth, you short Mars, right? I mean, we're going to
go look for made-in-space things, products. Absolutely, yeah.
And the investor of the future, I mean, they're going to have to keep an eye on all kinds of variables, not just our own domestic economy. We know that now anyway.
Right. You know. I would say, if you really want to know about the market in the coming months and years, read Are You a Transhuman? Because in it I give really a rundown specifically of things that are going to be marketable. For example, I mentioned technology, I mentioned resources, lifestyles, the global infrastructures. For example, magnetic levitation trains, or anything that is magnetic levitation. They're going to do fantastically well. Anything that flies, vertical lift systems, they're going to be very, very marketable.
I must already be a transhuman because I have to be transmitting from one segment to the other all the time, and we have to go at this point. The future is upon us, as they say.
Absolutely.
Thanks for joining us today.
Thank you, Bill.
Appreciate it. FM-2030 is his name. The name of the book, Are You a Transhuman? Published, as we said, by Warner Books.